What's up, guys? Not too long ago I did the Crown Vic swap on the front of my 68 F100, and I didn't want to do the traditional hydraulic steering that goes with that setup. I wanted to do electric steering. So I took the electric power assisted steering system out of an S550 Mustang using a Range Industries mount and a Range Industries wire harness and connected it to my truck. And it was great. It got me down the road and allows me to run in essentially default mode or normal mode, and it was perfect for getting down the road. But there's capabilities of that system that I could tap into for a comfort feeling, for ease of steering, or tighten up the steering for sport. And that's what Range Industries has. They came out with a new setup here that allows me to tap into the capabilities of that system, and we're gonna wire that up in my truck. So what you get in the kit is, of course, you're gonna get the controller. And we're gonna mount this on the firewall below the steering wheel, and I'll show you that when we get there. This is the power and ground wire for the power steering system. This is fantastic. This is already connected, ready to go. You just plug this into the side, set up a ground, and then we're gonna connect that to the battery and you'd be set to go. And then this is the wire harness that we're gonna need to put into the truck. We're gonna obviously plug this into the controller. This is gonna go through the firewall and out to the ABS sensor. This will go through the firewall and out to the power steering unit itself. These are the three wires that control the various comfort, normal, and sport mode. These three wires here are gonna be your constant 12 volt, your switch 12 volt, and then a ground wire. And then this one we're gonna mount in the dash. This is going to give us our sport versus standard versus comfort. This is fantastic. And this little setup here, it's cool how they do this. So we're going to put this on the front of the dash there and find a place that this is going to mount perfectly. And we're going to get this installed in the truck. Now in my case, I already have the power wire set up on my power system because I was already using that. So I don't need this. But if you guys don't have this at all in your truck, it's great this is already ready to go. I had to set this up on my truck, and there's a little bit of work to get those in there, and it's great that they already include that and it's ready to go. Now for the switch, you want to find the best place for it. I might put it over here next to the light switch, and I also might put it over here next to my electric fan switch because you got quite a big space there. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, and you're probably going to have to take out your instrument cluster to get back there and make sure you're not going to hit anything, so that's okay, we can do that. And then for mounting that controller, you know what, you could put it here, you could put it on that side between, in my case, I've got the clutch lever that goes down, or the gas pedal. Might be able to put it up there. I've got kind of a rat's nest going on up here. And I'm gonna rewire the truck eventually, but for now, this stuff is just kind of in the way. So I'll have to figure out a good place for it. But this is where you're gonna wanna put it. And this is why it's set up to put underneath here. The wire lengths are set up to go right out the firewall, down to the ABS sensor, and then down to the power steering box. So you don't want to, if you were to put it over there on that side, you might have to lengthen some of the wires. So just a heads up on that. So on this side of the firewall, finding a good place to come through, we got to drill a 1-inch hole to run the wire harnesses through for the power steering box down there and the ABS sensor that's just behind this apron here. So I might put a hole next to that other one, or I don't want to use that. I might need that for something in the future. And I might mount on the other side of the firewall, I might mount the controller box on this side because it's not interfering over here. So just something if you guys wanted to check out when you're laying out where you're going to put everything. But this will probably be the best for me. Put the hole there and mount it on that side, on the other side of the firewall. Now that I got that instrument cluster out of the way, we can see what's going on inside here and to the wires we need to get to. So we need a 12 volt constant source and a switch source. And we can get both of those off of the ignition switch if you want, or you can run some wiring, however you want to do it. But I think it might be easiest for some of us to just grab wires off of the ignition switch. And what we got here, I'm going to unplug this and show you what we've got here. So on my 68 F100, this yellow wire right here is a constant 12 volt source. So we can tap into this wire the Range Industries kit. It's going to be the red wire on our controller. We can tap into that, and we're going to put a 5 amp fuse in between here and that wire. And then for the switch source, we could use this red wire with the green stripe on here. This is your accessory wire. But if you guys see this system right here where it's got several little of those bullet connectors inside this splitter. This is also a great place to get a switch source. Now this is already full and I could tap into one of those, but either way, whether I use the red wire with the green stripe on here or just tap into this thing, I'll get a 12 volt source, a switch source for there. And we're also going to put a 5 amp fuse on that. This whole system is a pretty low amperage draw system. The controller, all the main power is going to the power steering box, so we don't have to worry about any heavy duty wire or anything inside here. Now as I'm looking around, I think I'm going to put I'm going to go through the firewall right back there in that corner and come out next to that plug that's going through the firewall. I think that's the best place to come through with that 1-inch hole. So on this side of the firewall, it's going to be just over on this side. There's nothing going on over here. And this general shape is the same shape inside underneath the dash there. So we can kind of put the hole right about there and we should be good to go. And then for me, I'm going to put this little guy, I think I'm going to put it right here next to my light switch. I think this is going to fit good. You can kind of see this line right here. This is where the bottom of the instrument cluster has been resting and kind of rubbing on the paint. So we know roughly how much space we have. And because this is a small switch, I can fit this in here. And I think that's going to be a good place. It's out of the way, inconspicuous. And I don't have a problem drilling a hole right there. And there's nothing else behind here that's going to get in the way. So this is a good spot. Pro tip, if you guys put tape on these step bits, it's easy to find out where you need to stop. And because trying to guess where the 1-inch mark on those is not easy sometimes. Now that we got our hole in here, we can go ahead and start fishing the wires, these 2 sets of wires that are going to go through a new hole, and then we'll finish it off with this grommet. So we'll mount this controller down at the end. We don't need to do it right now. And then again, for this guy, I was gonna put it right here. I think this is the best place for my setup. So we're gonna just figure out where we want this. And then I'm gonna just take a Sharpie and I can just trace the inside of this circle so we know where we need to drill. There we go. We'll just put a little center mark on here. We're gonna drill a 1/2-inch hole. Again, make sure there's nothing behind here, and in my case, there's nothing back there. And we're going to want to make sure that this little stripe here in the threads, that's facing up, because that's going to align with this little tab that's cut into this metal. And the last thing we need to hook up inside the truck here is the constant, the switched, and the ground. And again, I'm going to go after this yellow wire on my ignition harness. Some ignition harnesses have a terminal in the back, a stud, and I believe that's accessory, but we're going to want this for constant, and then I'm going to tap into this wire back here, this splitter thing that has an accessory post on it, and so I can use that for the pink wire. Red wire is going to go here, and then the ground will just put a screw in a terminal and just set this to ground, and we'll be set. And we'll be done inside the cab. All right, we got the 2 fuse holders in place. We'll leave the fuses out until we're done, and then I've got my ground up here with all the rest of the grounds. Now we're done inside the cab. We can go out to the front where the ABS sensor is and this power steering unit. So once we come through the firewall, we want to run these down. Again, this green one here is going to go to the ABS sensor, and then this longer one we're going to plug in down inside where that original wire that I plugged in there. We're going to unplug that, just plug the new one in. We're going to route the wire and clean it up. Now I need to I need to replace my my sensor wire here because I cut mine off when I got my Crown Vic front end out of the junkyard. So I'm going to have to jack up the truck and get that connector wired in so that we can hook this guy up. All right, now that we got the truck up in the air, we can see the wire coming down. We're going to put some loom on this. I don't want it exposed like this. So we got plenty of wire length to get to this. And so if I needed to move that controller over a little bit on the firewall, I'd have a little extra wire that I could use. So we're good there. So what I want to do is I need to unplug this guy here because this is the wire that we had to turn on. There we go. To turn on this system, and just runs in default mode. And that's what's great about this setup. If you didn't have this controller and you just had the power steering unit, it'll run in just default mode and normal mode and you're fine. But I want to take advantage of the capabilities of this. So that's why we've got this guy here. So if we put him in here like that, and then push that little red clip in there, now this is good to go. I'm going to take this off and undo all that. And I can run this wire, kind of tuck it back up inside there and put some loom on that. Now the other wire is that green one. This is where I got in a hurry when I was taking this off at the junkyard, and so I just cut this ABS wire, not knowing I was going to use it down the road, and now I need it. So I need to splice into that, and I'm going to use, this is the connector that I need. That end is what I need to connect to what came with this controller system. So I'm going to wire this up, and then I'll run it up there, and we'll connect up inside the engine bay. All right, I got this thing all fixed up and wired up. We're good to go there. Now this connector can run up inside here, and we'll plug it in up top. And then I need to finish running this loom all the way up the wiring up there. So I'm going to lower the truck down so I can get to it, and then we can start tucking this stuff in, and we'll be done out here. All right, we're all cleaned up here. Got everything zip tied and ran along, and zip tied along there so it doesn't get caught in the steering linkage and all that kind of stuff, and tucked away. So everything looks good out here. So now we want to connect the connector to that wire harness inside, and then we'll put the fuses in and turn the truck on. So I plugged in the box and got it turned around so you can see there's an LED light on the bottom that will light up. And as I was plugging the fuses in, the green LED light came on, which is what we want, but I didn't have the camera on for that. So the next step is we want to test the ABS sensor. So I'm going to jack up the truck or lift it up on the lift here, and then we should see a blinking light on the bottom of that box as the ABS sensor is telling us that it's working. Okay, so I just turned the truck on. Now we're going to spin the wheel and see if that thing flashes. That's good, that's what we want. That flashing light as I spin the wheel tells me that the ABS sensor is working. So that's good. So then the last thing we want to check is just how easy this is to turn. So if we just turn the truck to on, we don't have to start it. And then we're in the, if we put it in standard, and yeah, it's easy to turn. And if we put it in sport mode, it's a little harder. I mean, it's a little like tighter, I guess, the way to describe it. And then if we put it all the way down, which is the comfort, it's just really easy, one finger turn. So the next thing I think what we should do is take it for a drive, because we can tell that it works here, but I want to feel it on the road. Oh guys, and don't forget, you want to mount your controller on the firewall. Everything's secure, everything's good to go. All right, now we can go for a drive. All right. So I've got it in the standard mode or normal mode right now, just so that it's like it was before. And there's nothing different with this mode. This is the default setting, which is what you would have got if you didn't have this whole kit. And so I'm gonna put it in, let's put it in comfort. And now you can see how much it's really easy to move the steering wheel. And it's hard to show you guys in the camera, but it is really easy to turn the wheel. And places like parking lots and stuff like that, this is really going to be handy. Not that you're ever really fighting the wheel with power steering, but it's just easier. And I like that option. I like having that option. So then if we put it into normal and then into sport, it feels heavier, more connected. I feel, I don't know, it's this is kind of, I guess, what I would want in something that, if I was going towards performance, is feeling something that feels a little more connected to the truck. And I like that I have this option. This is great. This is exactly what we're looking for. You know, the cool thing about this controller from Range Industries is the default, when you use the power steering system without this controller, it takes like 5 or 10 seconds for it to turn on. So when you turn the truck on, I don't know, 5 or 10 seconds, whatever it is, and then you can feel the power assisted steering. Before that, it feels like there's no power steering at all for a couple of seconds, but you're not really driving the vehicle for those first 5 or 10 seconds, so it's not a big deal. But with this kit, it's instantly on, or however you want to describe that. So just another little feature that's just nice to have with this controller is that it's instantaneous. If for whatever reason you need to drive, turn on the truck and go, we're going. So cool. I think this was a win, and I like having this stuff in here, and I like having this little switch over here on the side. I can dial it in how I want. The controller's out of the way. I think this went in pretty easy, and it was almost plug and play, right? We just had a couple wires we had to hook up, and we were done. So awesome. All right, guys, I guess that's it. The Range Industries EPAS controller, and I'm happy with it. Check it out at Range Industries. We'll see you guys in the next one.